The movie kicks off with this whole story about this super old curse in Egypt. Like, for centuries, anyone who messed with the ancient tombs got totally messed up and faced these horrible consequences. So, most scientists and archaeologists just stayed away from the pyramids. But then, this one team of archaeologists, right, they find something insane. Using all this high-tech NASA stuff, they discover a brand new pyramid, but it's buried like thousands of feet underground. It's in its own little world down there. And get this, it's not a normal pyramid. All the other ones have 4 sides, but this one is a 3-sided pyramid. Super weird and ancient. So obviously, this is a huge deal, and everyone wants to know what's inside. But the local Egyptian people are totally freaking out. They're like, no way, that thing is cursed. You're going to unleash some horrible, uncontrollable disaster on all of us. They're even protesting in the streets to try and stop the dig. But the science team, it's this group of 5 people led by a guy named Dr. Miles, and his daughter Nora is on the team too. They're all super logical and don't believe in any of that curse stuff. They think it's just myths. So they get permission from the government and just start digging anyway. They've got all this awesome gear, like satellites and rovers from NASA, and they're super excited. The digging starts, and then bam! A cloud of this nasty, poisonous gas just bursts out of the ground. It hits one of the local workers right in the face, and the guy just drops dead, instantly. So now all the other workers are terrified. They're like, see, we told you, it's the curse. Their belief is totally confirmed, and they want to get as far away as possible. But you'd think Dr. Miles and his team would get the hint, right? Nope. They're just like, it was just a gas pocket, no biggie, and they want to push forward and keep working. But now, the protests are even bigger because of the dead guy. They're all yelling that this is just the beginning and that the team needs to stop before things get way,
so bad, it's like
worse.
about to be a full-on civil war. And then the U.S. government gets on a call with Dr. Miles, and they're basically like, dude, you got to pack it up and go home. The Egyptian government is about to shut you down for good, so just leave now. So Dr. Miles and his whole team are totally bummed, right? They put so much work into this thing, and leaving now just feels wrong. But they agree, like, they have to leave. But Nora, his daughter, is just not having it. She's like, no way are we leaving yet. She gets the whole team together, and she's like, listen, we can't just leave. We have to know why it's 3-sided, why it's buried so deep. We just need to go inside and take one quick look. And somehow she totally convinces them. So what do? They send in this little rover, one of those cool NASA things, to check it out for them. The rover goes inside, and you can see on the camera that this place is super unique, built for some special reason. But then, as it's driving along, bam! Something just attacks the rover, and the video feed cuts out, just static. So they're all standing outside like, what was that? They figure some wild dog or something got in there and wrecked their expensive robot. And this robot was super expensive, a gift from NASA, so they can't just leave it in there. But remember, the government has told them to stay out, and now there are soldiers watching them to make sure they pack up and leave. So they come up with this super smart or super dumb plan. They're going to sneak past the soldiers and go into the pyramid themselves to get the rover back. This means if they get in trouble, nobody will even know where they went. So they're about to go in, and they tie this thin wire to a stick outside, holding on to the other end so they can find their way back. Smart, right? So they all sneak inside, and almost right away, they hit this spot with 3 identical-looking tunnels. It's a total maze. And then, you'll never believe this, Nora realizes the wire her dad was holding, it's snapped. It's broken. Total disaster. They're literally lost. They have no idea how to get back out. Each tunnel has some creepy ancient symbol over it, so they basically just have to guess. They pick one and just start walking. They walk and walk and walk, and there's nothing, no light, no exit. They just picked the wrong way. Going the wrong way, and now deeper and deeper inside. lost. They finally find this huge room. And guess what? Their broken rover is in there. But then the whole ceiling starts collapsing. The floor cracks open, and they all fall down a level. It's a total mess. One of the guys gets his leg totally crushed by a rock. They try to get him out, but he's stuck. Then, out of nowhere, this creature claws another dude right off the wall. He falls and gets super messed up. So now they're really trapped. They find this big stone door, and it's covered in warnings, basically saying, danger, do not open. But they're like, we got to get out. So they decide to open it anyway. You'd think they would learn. So they pry the door open and go through, and then they hear voices. It's the soldiers. They must have followed them in. But then they hear this horrible scream from back where they left their injured friend, Michelle. They run back, and he's just gone. There's just a trail of blood leading into the dark. Something totally dragged him away.
So now everyone is freaking out. This one guy starts yelling at Dr. Miles and Nora like, you got us into this mess. You can't get us out. It's total chaos. They find this tiny little tunnel and have to crawl through it. And then these freaky cat-like creatures attack them in the tunnel. They barely fight them off and scramble out the other side. And they see one of the soldiers. They're saved. But then, nope. Something jumps out and kills the soldier right in front of them. And here's where it gets crazy. The movie finally tells you what's going on. This whole pyramid is actually a prison for Anubis, the ancient Egyptian god of the dead. He was kicked out of the heavens or whatever. Now he's stuck here. He's the one killing everybody. But get this, there's a reason. The only way he can get free is if he finds a person with a pure heart. So after he kills someone, he puts their heart on this ancient scale to see if it's balanced and good. But everyone who's come in has been like a bad person, so their hearts failed the test and he stays trapped. So he's just going through the team one by one. He gets Dr. Miles, does the whole heart weighing thing, and nope, Dr. Miles wasn't pure enough either. So Anubis is still stuck. So at the very end, it's just Nora left. She's crawling, totally exhausted, and she can see daylight. She's almost out. And there's this little kid standing at the exit like he's waiting for her. She's dragging herself towards him, towards freedom. And then Anubis gets them, kills them both right at the exit. And that's it. The movie just ends. Everyone is dead. Super messed up, right?